That you made, which I missed. That's what I was asking you to repeat for me.
Yeah, I think that was all. That has to be all for that part.
Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Please.
Another part of the case, my lord, which deals with the intention, the reason for me killing is that I did it for the riches, and I sacrificed the children, my lord, for that, and I did intentionally.
Could I please get that? Could you please repeat that?
Where is that writing? Oh my God. So, my lord, the prosecution's case said that I confessed to killing the 4 children in a ritual sacrifice deliberately for riches, right? And my lord, I have something to say to that. I made the confession. In the charge and caution statement and the plain statement and in other areas, my lord, but I was pressed hard to do so, my lord. I didn't have any choice to say anything else or what I wanted to say, my lord.
Oludda olwabi bagamba nti nakkiriza emisango gy'okutta abaana bano nga saddaaka okufuna obugagga, era nakkiriza nga mteeka mu statement yange eyanjibwako ku poliisi, ne mu statement gye baali bamaze okuntegeeza nti byonna byenjogera bisobola okukozesa ng'obujulizi, naye bankaka kuba nali sirina kyakusalawo kubategeeza kiki nali nze njagala okubategeeza.
So, my lord, I was coerced to say something that was acceptable to them at the time. Okay, moving on. The prosecution also tendered other evidence to suggest that I was deliberate and and four-minded in killing the children, like the file in the flash disk. It was a book about war from China. So that one, my lord, I put that file on the flash disk long ago, but not so long ago, just about the time I came to the country. And I don't think that evidence counts as something against me in the deaths of the 4 children, because I put it there at the time.
You're going to go slow because I'm writing what you're saying. You're saying there was a book.
Yeah, a book.
About war.
Yeah, about
and
war.
You said you downloaded it long?
Yes, I downloaded it and put it
before you came to the country?
No, I was in the country at the time, my lord. Yes, and I put the flash disk there on the. I put the file on the flash disk. In what I thought was the site of them. Really, it was just. I'll contend, my lord, that was done to appease them, to kind of find a way to keep the peace. I was trying to assure them that I really I'm not interested in fighting them. I would lose, and I would like to lose and just go. So moving on. My lord, prosecution also presented to court other evidence, exhibits, or whatever we're going to call them, that seem to suggest that I did this deliberately and with forethought. But for example, my lord, there was the beheading video searches. The videos about beheadings by ISIS.
You got Global. You got Global. You can order what you want. You can get what you need. You got Global. You got it all. Order a Global and receive it in minutes.
3 shops, 0 results. But on Gigi, 1 search, seconds. Why stress offline? Buy, sell, use. Gigi.
There was also the school searches for children, searches for schools that teach young children. What else? And what else was that? Wait.
Oludda oluwaabi lwagenda mu maaso ne luleeta obujulizi nga balaga nti okutta abaana bano nakikola mu bugenderevu, era ne baleeta obujulizi nga flash disk okwali firimu y'entalo mu China. Eyo firimu nali nagiteekako ku flash disk eyo emabega, era nga ndi mu ggwanga lino. Ekitabo ekiriko ekisoma olutalo mu China, naye nga nali ekitabo ekyo nakiteekako ku flash disk eyo emabega nga ndi mu lutalo, nga ndi mu ggwanga lino Uganda. Ekyo tekisonga ku ngeri y'okuttabwa kw'abaana bano aboogerwako, era bategeeza nti nali saagala era nga siina kigendererwa mu kulwana ntalo, era nga nali waakuwangulwa. Lwaleeta obujulizi obulala era mu kikawubange ky'ebizibiti.
Naye okutiisatiisa abantu tugenda kukuba muntu yenna, togenda kukuba muntu yenna, era bagezako Kampala bamanyi ekyabatuukako. Tokkirizibwa wadde okunkanga obukanzi oba okuneewerera engeri gye balonda abantu abatalina makulu be bali eyo, be balonda mu kalulu akayita. Ate abakulembeza abandi badde bayamba tekuli n'omu.
I hope they get to realize what exactly they are paying for, what they are sponsoring: genocide, murder, oppression, dictatorship.
By this statement of the president, I actually think the president is now the patron of corruption in Uganda.
Madam Speaker, if we don't take care of these boys and we think because they don't get pregnant, therefore they cannot be spoiled, we are not going to have responsible men leading homes. And therefore this government must invest now.
That yes, we have seen the message, but it is the Honorable Ntawaz who sent it to you. She just confirmed, and now we're here.
Mwana ba Black Mamba we ayingira koti nekuba abalamuzi nekuba abonna abali mu koti si mulundi gumu naye ng'erudde erumba koti abasirikale. N'olwekyo koti teziriyo, koti zawambibwa. Bank of Uganda gye tugamba nti banka yaffe yawambibwa, yensonga lwaki nakati tumaze n'omwaka nga tewali gavana, kubanga gavana y'omu mwami Museveni ne famire ye. Esente zonna sente zaabwe bazikozesa nga bwe bakola ki, nga bwe baagala. N'ebitongole ebyanakyewa byennyini ebitali bya gavumenti nabyo biri mu buwambe. Mwalabye ekitongole kyaffe ekyabasawo
ina obusobozi bwonna bantiisatiisa okunzita balinga makati g'omwezi ogwa January oba ogw'olubereberye okutuuka ku nkomerero y'omwezi ogwokusatu nali mu kiseera kya kwennyika birowoozo, era nalina abantu be nali nsika nabo omuguwa, nga mu kiseera ekyo sisobola ngeraageranya, sijjukira bulungi oba gwali ku ntandika y'omwezi ogwa January okutuuka mu mwezi ogwokusatu. Waliwo abantu abatandika okubaako bye bankozesa, era nga balina embalirira okuva gye ndi, era balina bye bansaba ebyenjawulo ng'era bingi. Nakizuula nti balina obusobozi bwonna bantiisatiisa okunzita, baalinga bagumba awantu okumpi n'ewange ng'era obudde bwonna bantambulizaako amaaso gye nali mbeera ebbunga, era baatandika okukanda ssente enkalu, era abantu bannondoolanga. Mu kiseera kino nagezaako okudduka era nga nava we nali nsula mu kazigo, era akazigo ako ke nali mpangisa ebbunga mu trading center. Nakaleka ne ntandika okubeera nga nsula bweru ku luguudo, era saddangayo eri mu nju yange, era naddangayo bbalirirwe, era buli ssaawa nalinga nziruka n'okwekweka. Wakati w'omwezi gwa January n'ogwokusatu nagezaako ebintu eby'enjawulo, era nga nagezaako okuba nga nkomekkereza ebintu bino. Nagezaako okudduka mu ggwanga, nagezaako okunyagulula bbanka, nagezaako n'okutta famire ya muganda wange.
Ms. Okello, are you still proceeding?
Yeah. Still reading.
Okay.
Okay. And yes, my lord, that is all for that distress section. For this section, I will rely on evidence from witness testimony. Yeah. Do I need to name witnesses or?
No, you don't name your witnesses. Your lawyers requested that we don't name them.
Okay, fine. We will see how many witnesses come in. Okay.
Is that all?
No, not yet. Not all of this. This is not all. But we're almost done. Yes, we're almost done, please. So this is the last section. I call this section friends. I describe those people, the adversaries that I bumped into and contended with. So I don't know much about them, my lord. It wasn't very often I saw them, most of them, but some certain types of these people I saw often, but not every type of person in here did I see often, my lord. So, my lord, I'm going to describe a few types of these people in here. It's just 3 types of them, actually. So I'm going to describe those and some of the interactions I had with them. So some of them seem to be very young men, maybe even teenagers, but not very young. Late teens, my lord. The younger ones, they wore they wore very new clothes, and they would greet me by my first name, "Hey Chris," and just proceed walking. So an encounter with these ones, my lord, it was just they would come from the opposite direction, and we meet along the path, and then they proceed further down as I proceed ahead, and that's the end of the encounter, my lord. Okay, these last two, I don't know what you want me to say, Chris. No. Let me just proceed to a second. I'm going to put that away. These ones, they drove new cars, very new cars. They were very clean all the time and very well polished. They were modern cars, very modern, very recent, recently made cars. And the people that, these people that in this category still, they were very well groomed, they dressed very smartly. And my lord, they had radios, walkie-talkies. They were my lord. They were very quiet and they had a distinct expression on their face. They were always I don't know how I'm going to describe this, but I could say they were perfectly expressionless. Maybe that's how I mean to describe it. And then, my lord, the last of the category, they seemed like everyday people. I could only begin to think that they were part of the others by my interactions with them.
Could you please repeat the last category?
Yeah, the last category. This is the last of the three. My lord, in this category, I'm going to say that that they were not distinct like the others. They seemed like any other person on the street. There was nothing unusual about them.
Okello, is that all?
I'm about to finish. And I could only begin to think, my lord, that they were part of the others, or I could only begin to, my lord, to think that they were all together or part of the same team by my overall experience with them collectively, my lord. So my lord, I think this is also supporting evidence only, and if witness testimony allows, it could support the witness testimony of the main arguments, and the witness testimony supports the truth of this argument too, my lord. As the defense, I mean, I contend that these friends, as I put it, had something to do with my actions on the second, my lord. So, closing, my lord, I believe that 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 the honorable court shouldn't honor the prayer for the murder conviction on the 4 counts because the defense contends that there was is it extenuating some circumstances that forced me to act the way I acted on the 2nd. And my lord, court shouldn't. What? Yeah, court should not honor the charges that were brought on me as filed because my lord, they didn't make and support a good, strong argument that I was deliberate. They didn't make an argument, my lord, that I was deliberate, and they didn't support. They didn't support the argument enough, my lord. And so, my lord, defense contends that our prayer should be granted that the charges as filed should be dropped, my lord. Should not be honored.
Mr. Okello, is that all?
Yes, my lord, that is all.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Abalabe benasisinkana ngamba nti nalaba abantu ab'enjawulo ng'era abamu nabasisinkana nga balirirwe, abamu nabasisinkana nga nnyo, abamu era sabasisinkanako, naye nga baali babika bisatu benasisinkana, ng'abamu baali bavubuka nga bali mu egyo emyaka egy'ekkumi ng'era baali nga bambala engoye empya ng'era baali nga bansisinkana nga bwe basinkana bambuuzaako nga bayogera erinnya lyange erisooka Chris, era nga olumala okumbuuza nga beeyongerayo baavanga gye mba ntunudde nga nabo gye bava nga bambuuzaako nga beeyongerayo makubo gaabwe. Ekika ekyokubiri eky'abantu benasinkana baali nga bavuga emmotoka empya ng'era bambala engoye ennungi nga bavuga emmotoka ezo empya ebika ebipya ebyakafuluma, era abantu bano baali nga bambala bulungi nnyo ng'era batambula balina zi radio call ng'era baali nga basirifu nnyo n'engeri gye batunula nga yanjawulo. Ekika ekyokusatu ky'abantu benasinkana bo balabika nga abantu ba bulijjo ng'era tebalina kibaawula ku bantu ba bulijjo, era ngamba nti emikwano gino gye nasisinkana gyakola kinene ku bikolwa bye nakola nga 2 nga nzigalawo nsaba kooti eno ereme kunsingisa misango gino egy'obutemu kuba ngamba nti waliwo bingi ebyetooloolera ku bikolwa byange bye nakolanga ennaku z'omwezi 2, era kooti eno nsaba emisango gino egy'okutta egy'envunaanibwa ginzigibweko kubanga oludda oluwaabi terwaleeta bujulizi bumala nti nakikola nkigenderedde, era nsaba emisango gino ginzigibweko.
My Lord, my name is Richard Kumbuga for defense, and the representation is as before. We intend to summon the second witness for defense. However, before he comes, I have an application to make. My Lord, this witness needs protection from you or from this honorable court for purposes of security, his personal security and his family. My Lord, his prayers are that all cameras off, phone is off,
Phones off or cameras on phones?
cameras on phone. So the journalists should not cover him, and he will write down to this honorable court his full particulars on the piece of paper that will be shared by all of the attorneys on both sides. My Lord, if it pleases you, this is the way he wants to dress while he is in court. 1, to put on a mask. And also, may it please you that he gives his testimony while his head is covered with a cape. I pray so, my Lord.
Nakizuula nti balina obusobozi bwonna, bantiisatiisa okunzita, baalinga makati g'omwezi ogwa January oba ogw'olubereberye okutuuka ku nkomerero y'omwezi ogwokusatu, nali mu kiseera kya kwennyika birowoozo era nalina abantu be nali nsika nabo omuguwa, nga mu kiseera ekyo sisobola ngeraageranya, sijjukira bulungi oba gwali ku ntandika y'omwezi ogwa January okutuuka mu mwezi ogwokusatu, waliwo abantu abatandika okubaako bye bankozesa era nga balina embalirira okuva gye ndi, era balina bye bansaba ebyenjawulo ng'era bingi. Nakizuula nti balina obusobozi bwonna, bantiisatiisa okunzita, baalinga bagumba awantu okumpi n'ewange ng'era obudde bwonna bantambulizaako amaaso gye nali mbeera ebbunga, era batandika okukanda ssente enkalu, era abantu bannondoolanga. Mu kiseera kino nagezaako okudduka era nga nava we nali nsula mu kazigo, era akazigo ako ke nali mpangisa ebbunga mu trading center. Nakaleka ne ntandika okubeera nga nsula bweru ku luguudo era saddangayo eri mu nju yange, era naddangayo bbalirirwe, era buli ssaawa nalinga nziruka n'okwekweka. Wakati w'omwezi gwa January n'ogwokusatu nagezaako ebintu ebyenjawulo era nga nagezaako okuba nga nkomekkereza ebintu bino. Nagezaako okudduka mu ggwanga, nagezaako okunyagulula bbanka, nagezaako n'okutta famire ya muganda wange.
Ms. Okello, are you still proceeding?
Yeah. Still reading.
Okay.
Okay. And yes, my lord, that is all for that distress section. For this section, I will rely on evidence from witness testimony. Yeah. Do I need to name witnesses or?
No, you don't name your witnesses. Your lawyers requested that we don't name them.
Okay, fine. We'll see how many witnesses come in. Okay.
Is that all?
No, not yet. Not all of this. This is not all. But we're almost done. Yes, we're almost done, Chris. So this is the last section. I call this section friends. I describe those people, the adversaries that I bumped into and contended with. So I don't know much about them, my lord. It wasn't very often I saw them. Most of them, but some certain types of these people I saw often, but not every type of person in here did I see often, my lord. So, my lord, I'm going to describe a few types of these people in here. It's just 3 types of them, actually. So I'm going to describe those and some of the interactions I had with them. So some of them seem to be very young men, maybe even teenagers, but not very young. Late teens, my lord. The younger ones, they wore they wore very new clothes, and they would greet me by my first name, "Hey Chris," and just proceed walking. So an encounter with these ones, my lord, it was just they would come from the opposite direction, and we meet along the path, and then they proceed further down as I proceed ahead, and that's the end of the encounter, my lord. Okay, these last 2, I don't know what you want me to say, Chris. No. Let me just proceed to a second. I'm going to put that away. These ones, they drove new cars, very new cars. They were very clean all the time and very well polished. They were modern cars, very modern, very recently made cars. And the people that, these people that in this category still, They were very well groomed. They dressed very smartly. And my lord, they had radios, walkie-talkies. They were my lord. They were very quiet, and they had a distinct expression on their face. They were always I don't know how I'm going to describe this, but I could say they were perfectly expressionless. Maybe that's how I mean to describe it. And then, my lord, the last of the category, they seemed like everyday people. I could only begin to think that they were part of the others by my interactions with them.
Could you please repeat the last category?
Yeah, the last category. This is the last of the three. My lord, in this category, I'm going to say that.
Naye okutiisatiisa abantu tugenda kuba togenda kukuba muntu yenna, togenda kukuba muntu yenna, era abagezako Kampala bamanyi ekyabatuukako. Tokkirizibwa wadde okunkanga obukanzi oba okuneewerera engeri gye balonda abantu abatalina makulu be bali eyo, be balonda mu kalulu akayita, ate abakulembeza abandi badde bayamba tekuli n'omu.
I hope they get to realize what exactly they are paying for, what they're sponsoring: genocide, murder, oppression, dictatorship.
By this statement of the president, I actually think the president is now the patron of corruption in Uganda.
Madam Speaker, if we don't take care of these boys and we think because they don't get pregnant, therefore they cannot be spoiled, we are not going to have responsible men leading homes. And therefore this government must invest now.
That yes, we have seen the message, but it is the Honorable Ntabazi who sent it to you. She just confirmed, and now we're here.
Mwana wa Black Mamba we ayindira koti lekuba abalamuzi.
Could we please have a prayer?
My Lord, let us humble ourselves and pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we come before you. For great is our Lord, and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared among all gods. For all the gods of the people and the worthless idols, the Lord King of glory, you reign supreme above all them. Splendor and majesty are before you. Strength and beauty are in your sanctuary. Lord King of glory, the Lord God, you are our strength, you are our rock, you are refuge, You're a stronghold. Heavenly Father, the psalmist writes and he says that they kill the widow, the sojourner, and murder the fatherless. And they say, the Lord does not see, the God of Jacob does not perceive. But do you not, O God, who created the ears, hear? Do you not, O God, who created the eyes, see? So, Heavenly Father, we come before you. Rise up, O Judge of the earth, and take your place. That is why we stand in honor of you. As we surrender today's session into your hands, we commit the judge into your hands, the prosecution, the defense, the people here into your hands. Come and have your way. In Jesus' name we pray.
Criminal Session Case number 132 of 2026, Uganda versus Christopher Okello Onyum.
Mr. Okello, good morning. Yes, Mr. Kumbuga.
My Lord, Kumbuga Richard is my name.
This one who is here is Mugabi Roger. And this one is Pius Katusobozi.
My Lord, the assessors are in court. My Lord, the matter today is for defense witnesses. Okay. My Lord, I've been informed by the process server that the intended witness to appear today in court, they couldn't be found. And the affidavit is on court record, I believe. The same position has been discussed with our client, Mr. Okello Onyum Christopher. My Lord, in the circumstances, since the remaining witnesses can't be found, we close the defense case. I pray.
To today, the 27th of April, 2026, to the effect that efforts to reach the two remaining witnesses as proposed by the accused persons on their telephone numbers have been in vain or have been futile because the telephone numbers are unavailable since the first time they were expected to be reached out to. And as I already indicated earlier, the accused person only provided telephone numbers and no physical address. In light of that, the defense has closed the case for the accused and it is accordingly closed. We shall proceed with other, we shall proceed with the submissions now. Counsel for the accused person, are you ready to make your submissions? Since he called witnesses, you are the people to begin the submissions.
My Lord, whereas it's true we attended the court throughout from the first witness, it is today that we have gotten the proceedings of court. So we are unable to proceed. And right now it's 11. We would ask for 3 hours to do this. We summarize and we come and make our submissions. I pray so, my Lord.
Mr. Kumbuga, would 2 hours be sufficient? If I gave you 2, would you be able to run through your evidence and make the submissions?
My Lord, the 2 hours are not enough. I pray for beyond 2 hours.
That's fine. Prosecution, when we come back, I want to actually grant the prayer up to 3 p.m. and I want to propose that you know your case, so when they make their submissions at that time, you should be able to make a reply there and then. I can give you maybe about 20 or so minutes to organize yourselves after their submissions.
My Lord, we shall be in position to make a reply instantly. And we also want to propose that to maximally use court's time, we shall share our skeleton submissions in anticipation of theirs and authorities ahead of time, so that the defense can be in position to predict our line of argument and also prepare for a rejoinder, and rather bear in our mind our submissions as they also envisage the rejoinder, my Lord.
Thank you so much. Mr. Okello, your case has been closed and your lawyers have requested for some time. They have requested for 3 hours to prepare their submissions. They are summing up their case for the court. And so I have given them that time up to 2:15, when we shall come here and we listen to the submissions. So this matter is stood over to 2:15 p.m. Let's interpret first.
Okuwuliriza oludda lw'omwawaabirwa kuggaddwawo, obujulizi bwabwe buggaddwawo, era puliida w'omwawaabirwa asabe essaawa 3 asobole okuteekateeka empumbawumba y'omusango guno, era okusaba kwe kukkiriziddwa. Kooti ejja kudda ku ssaawa 8:15 tuwulirize okuwumbawumba kw'oludda olw'owaabirwa.
Let us leave them. I don't know, but that is necessary.
So, I think I'm coming to just to explain, because you can get seated, please. Now, the stage we have reached is called submission stage.
Omutendera gwe tutuuseeko gwe gw'empumbawumba oy'omusango guno.
And that stage means that lawyers for the accused are going to submit in making defense. They are going to give reasons making defense for the accused.
Era ng'omutendera guno bapulida bookero bagenda kuba bawumbawumba nga bawa okwewozaako kwokero mu bufunze.
So they have said they need time.
Era basabye nti beetaaga obudde.
They asked for 3 hours.
Basabye essaawa 3.
So that they read what has been happening from day 1 and then make defense.
Basobola okusoma byonna ebibadde bigenda mu maaso okuva ku lunaku olwasooka, basobola okuba nga bajjamu empumbawumba mu kwewozaako kwa Okello.
So judge has allowed them
omulamuzi abakkiriza
up to 2:15.
paka ku ssaawa 8:15.
So if you want to stay, you can remain.
Bwemba mwagala okusigala musobola okusigalawo.
How many hours are those from now? I think 2+. If you want to go for lunch, I think you can still go because there is lunch. 2 hours is a bit long, isn't it?
Nti essaawa okuva kati okutuuka ku 8:15 budde buwanvumu, abasobola okugenda mu kyemisana musobola okugenda.
But if you are strong enough to wait up to that time, please stay.
Naye bw'oba olina amaanyi okusigala mpaka kweza essaawa, twegayidde osobola okusigala.
So we are still here. Don't say that court has now gone. No, we are still here.
Tukyali wano, temugaa nti ate kooti egenze, tukyaliwo.
Thank you.
Mwebale nnyo.
And it's time for submission.
It's okay. Do you have an indication of how much time you will need? Do you have an indication?
My Lord, I don't have the indication how much time I need.
Really?
Yes, my Lord.
Okay, let's take it now.
Okay. My Lord, permit me to begin with the brief facts of this case. My Lord, it's alleged that on the 2nd day April 2026, the accused before you participated in the murder of the infants at Ggaba Childhood Learning Center, much in the district, much in the division, Kampala district. It further alleges that he was arrested at the scene of crime. Police swung in motion, came at the scene, took over inquiries, and he was taken to Kabalagala police station. Inquiries were commenced, file sanctioned by an officer from DPP's office, Machindye. He was committed subsequently after inquiries, and this trial commenced on the 13th day of April 2026. My Lord, our submission, it is trite and common law that it is the prosecution to prove its case. Therefore, the burden of proof is on the prosecution to prove the case against the arraigned person in court. My Lord, Article 28, 3A states an accused person is innocent until proved guilty or until he pleads guilty. The accused before you, my Lord, he entered a PNG before you. Hence, in the bid, the prosecution to prove its case beyond reasonable doubt, relied on 18 witnesses who were brought in court and thoroughly examined. The defense brought 3 witnesses. My Lord, throughout the evidence of the prosecution plus defense, evidence came to this court that the accused before you had issues of mental challenges.
Would you kindly refer me to the witnesses that said that?
My Lord, I'm coming there. However, allow me quote the section, then I come to the witnesses.
Please go ahead.
Much obliged, my Lord. My Lord, section 11 of the Penal Code Act states, I quote in verbatim, a person is not criminally responsible for an act or omission if at the time of doing the act or making the omission, he or she is through any disease affecting his or her mind, incapable of understanding what is doing or knowing what he or she ought not to do the act or the omission, but a person may criminally be responsible for an act or omission although his or her mind is affected by the disease of mind, if the disease does not in fact produce upon him mind one or other of the effects mentioned in the section. Therefore, my Lord, the conduct of the accused person and the mind must work together for one to be criminally responsible for his or her acts. My Lord, it's on record that between the year 2016-2025, from PF 24, the accused had episodes of mental illness. And he had things like illusions. He tried to commit suicide. On the same PF 24, that has ever killed another person related to him or participated in that death. His younger brother or his big brother, DW2, came to court and said he was ever in a mental facility, that's Tabika Hospital. My Lord, the doctor at IHK examined him as of 31st December 2025 and pronounced him normal. And many questions were put to him, and some of the questions he alluded to, that a person with mental episodes, they can occur at any time.
Kindly repeat that, I haven't understood it.
That a person with mental episodes, mental illness episodes, they can occur at any time.
First finish the sentence. Some questions were put to him.
Many questions were put to him. Among others, the answer was that a person with mental illness or challenge.
That is during cross-examination.
Yes, my Lord. those challenges can happen at any time in his life. My Lord, upon arrest of the accused person, on the 2nd day, April 2026, he was taken to a police surgeon on the 7th day, April 2026. And the first witness alluded the fact that at the time, at the scene of crime, he was breathing heavily.
The first witness?
No. PW6.
Maybe, Counsel, you may need to advise me whether you are conceding to the fact that he was at the scene.
My Lord,
are you conceding to that?
I'm not yet conceding.
Okay. PW6 testified that he was breathing heavily.
Yes. And the same PW6 has no expertise to find out whether he had any health challenge. My Lord, further evidence came to court from the accused himself that he was distressed. That he had started living on the street, though adult, but as a street kid. Whereas it came to this court that he had a rental house in Chanja. It calls for investigations, my Lord, that if a person abandons his home and goes to the street, there must be a challenge. My Lord, further evidence came at the time of his arrest. He had painkillers, including diclofenac, and they were exhibited. When we cross-examined one of the witnesses, he said that at the time of arrest, he had those painkillers, and that the previous day was in great pain. The information from the suspect. My Lord, evidence came in court that the accused person entered into various transactions, including a rental agreement, car rental, and he was also driving. My Lord, PW 11 at page 31. At page 131, my Lord.
131 of what?
Of the proceedings.
PW 11 is who?
My Lord, my sister is checking. He stated, a person with a mental challenge can transact, can drive, can even plan how to commit a crime. That is Dr. Norman Emmanuel.
Wamanya.
Okay, my Lord, this is a transcribed copy. They must have
Wamanya.
much obliged. My Lord, did DW2 still confirmed he was in Uganda?
Did he say a person with a normal or mental illness can do that, or he said during the time when he's normal, even if he has episodes?
My Lord, thank you. I pray you right during the time when those episodes he can do business as a normal person.
Well, I've noted that you say that DW2 also confirmed that he was in Uganda.
Yes, my Lord.
Okay.
My Lord, between 1st January 2026 and 7th April 2026, there is no medical opinion that came to court that this person, medical opinion,
1st January and 7th April,
2026.
the first examination to the other examination on PF24.
Yes. There is no medical expert who came to court that during that period he was normal. My Lord, it's on court record that in February 2026, he applied for citizenship of Uganda. My Lord, during the cross-examination of the doctor from IHK, did PW12, a question was put to him and he answered that it is possible that the Ministry of Internal Affairs might have denied him citizenship because of mental illness. And that his report
Record? Just read it out to me. If I recall, I think you put a question to him whether it is not common or whether it is not a possibility that some people are denied citizenship. And for specifically that one, I don't remember it.
My Lord,
help me read the record, please.
My Lord, I pray that you write the record will be before you to scrutinize this.
No, I don't want to write things that didn't happen here because that would be misleading.
Okay, my Lord, let me read my question verbatim.
Okay.
Will I be right according to your experience with the people who are applying for citizenship in Uganda, standing for that report? One of the reasons is that those with mental challenges are not granted citizenship. My Lord, this is the answer. It is possibly. It is a possibility, my Lord.
Actually, that is exactly what happened.
Yes.
Not what you're saying.
My Lord.
Because what you're saying is that he could have been denied citizenship as a result of mental illness. But that's not what he said. You remember? That's not what he said.
My Lord, I pray you write what I've written, what I've read to you.
Okay, I want us to be professional enough so that we bring to the court what transpired in court.
My Lord, if you are to remember, I was not reading on the record. I was quoting for you.
No, but you are quoting for me something that is not accurate. That is my concern.
My Lord, let us continue.
The accurate one is that he said it is possible that somebody could have been denied. Not that this particular person had been denied because of mental illness.
Kindly, my Lord, write what I'm reading.
It is okay.
Much obliged, my Lord. This is what he answered. It is a possibility, my Lord.
Okay. Let's proceed, please.
My Lord, if it is so, the question is, nobody here has knowledge as to whether on the 2nd day April 2026 he was normal or not. My Lord, according to the law or authorities, if there is any guesswork and contradiction, those contradictions are resolved in the favor of the accused person.
If there is guesswork?
Guesswork or contradiction. Now, my Lord, this court is left to guesswork as to his mental status on the 2nd day of that period.
You picked section 11 and you did not pick section 10 of the Penal Code Act.
My Lord, I read it verbatim.
No, I mean section 10 of the Penal Code Act.
Yes, my Lord, it's what I read.
You read section 11.
I read section 11.
You read section 10. Because section 11 arises out of section 10.
My Lord, you advised we come here for submissions. I did not carry all the laws. It was not adjourned.
It is well. It is okay, Mr. Kumbuga. Let's proceed.
Yes, my Lord. My Lord, another factor to consider is sickle cell. One of the doctors said is a risk factor. And that such patients, the painkillers alone they go through can lead to mental illness.
Killers, they go through the pain they go through. And
they go through as...
And the medication they take.
And the medication they take. My Lord, that is on page 147. And that is PW12. My Lord, in Uganda, according to section 11, it's established that if a person is incapable of understanding their acts due to the disease of the mind at the time of the offense, cases involve strict psychiatric evaluation, often resulting into special verdicts of not guilty by reason of insanity. My Lord, this was alluded to in Uganda versus Cantint Joel, criminal section number 87. Criminal section 87 of 2025.
2025? You have a copy?
Yes, my Lord.
Do you have a copy?
My Lord, I do not have a copy here.
We shall find it.
We shall find it on I pray you find it on internet.
Okay, I will.
The court held that the prosecution proved the offense of aggravated defilement. The victim of the offense was 14 years. Sexual act by the accused. The accused was identified at the scene of crime. However, based on psychiatric evidence, the court was satisfied that the accused was mentally ill. and lacked criminal responsibility at the time of the act. Invoking section 49(1) of the TIA, entered a special finding of not guilty. Pursuant to section 49, the accused was ordered into a custody as a criminal lunatic at Maction Bay Hospital. Pending direction from the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. By Honorable Justice Lady Justice Sarah Langa Siu, your sister. My Lord, at page 11, PW 11, I mean, not page 11. At page 129, told the court that the symptoms of, I quote, I can't pronounce this word. Yes, my Lord, exactly that word. Comma, delusions, hallucinations, laughing, were one of the indicators of mental illness.
Is that what he said? Mr. Kumbuga.
At page 129, my Lord.
What did he say?
My Lord, he says, I quote, said, my Lord, symptoms include delusion, hallucination, abnormal posturing, incoherent mood, and incoherent affect. Then he defined the meaning of affect.
Okay, it was hallucinations, abnormal posturing, then mood what?
Incoherent mood.
Okay.
And he actually quoted again the same page that a person may report that they are hungry, but when they are laughing.
They are angry, not hungry.
Hungry.
Ah, hungry.
My Lord, it is H.
I think the person who transcribed and recorded that was not it.
And my Lord, in this court, this particular accused person has been laughing frequently. My Lord, I invite you to look at PF 24. And I want to read verbatim to this honorable court.
The number? Is it 7? PX 7?
And I pray you quote PF 24. We shall be there
Okay.
at any
Okay.
time. It's what I'm reading from.
Okay.
Much obliged. These are his findings. The findings above suggest of a mental condition.
Mr. Kumbuga, please. I thought we agreed, let's be professional enough. When you read that PF 24, he made his observations arising from his examination, and then he noted what he told him, and then he's talking about the above findings.
Yes, my Lord, that's why I'm reading his findings. This is not my word.
Not his findings, the findings of that history.
Okay, my Lord, it's all right. You can write like that. But allow me
Please read.
Allow me read, my Lord.
Please, go ahead.
The findings of the above are a suggestive of a mental condition with psychotic episodes.
Psychotic episodes.
Or psychotic episodes. This is his recommendation. Further, mental assessment is necessary since no medical document were available to me, and he was the only source of information. My Lord, as I started the submission, that prosecution must prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. This being the exhibit of prosecution, and they chose to ignore further inquiries about the same. I pray that this court holds that inquiries were complete as to the mental illness, and that if court holds otherwise, shall occasion gross miscarriage of justice. My Lord, the consequences of mental illness once evidence of unsoundness of mind arises, is detrimental to the prosecution case. No cogent psychiatric evidence was tendered to negate the mental illness of the accused before you throughout the prosecution evidence.
Whereas PW 15 on page 223 considered to the fact that he was in possession of the information that for 8 to 9 months the accused was in Butavika Hospital receiving treatment.
He's referring to the investigating officer. I think that is Esther, right, James?
Yes, my lord.
PW 15.
At page 223 of the court record. On page 228.
Finish the sentence.
My lord, where do I begin
You
from?
did not finish. You say the fact that he was in possession of the information that for 8 to 9 months the accused was in Butavika Hospital.
On mental treatment. Prosecution ignored that. He went ahead to say, at the time of arrest on page 228, the accused had painkillers like diclofenac. In conclusion, therefore, my lord, the evidence demonstrates that at the time of commission of offense, Christopher Okello Onyum was suffering from that word I can't pronounce, SHR.
Diagnose him?
Huh?
Are you going to diagnose the condition?
No, my lord, I'm pronouncing for you. It's just my final remarks.
No, schizophrenia.
Yes, my
I'm
lord.
wondering where you're getting that that's what he was suffering from at that time, because it didn't come out in any evidence.
It didn't, but these are submissions. It's
But
my
you-
personal submission.
Where do you find it? Because this is a
My lord-
this is a medical condition, and
Okay, my lord, unrevealed by prosecution evidence. Yes.
Okay, you're saying
The
that
unrevealed medical condition at that time.
so in conclusion, the evidence demonstrates that at the time of the offense, Christopher Okello Onyu, the accused person, was suffering from
That sickness I'll spell.
schizophrenia. But I asked you where you got that from, because I don't have it as my evidence.
My lord, I got it in PF 20 for that word for my first time.
Okay, let's proceed.
Therefore, I invite this court to come to a conclusion that significantly, Fatore was the one, he was impaired.
I think we have to have a position.
Much obliged, my
Was
lord.
he the one and he was impaired, or he was not the one and he was impaired?
My Lord, I'm going to that evidence of participation.
We are concluding. Let's proceed.
I'm concluding on that fact I started with on section 11.
Okay, fine.
Much obliged.
You invite this court to come to a conclusion that
The fact that he was found with medication at the time of arrest is a sign he had a mental challenge. In case this court finds him guilty, is to find an innocent guilty of an innocent person. To find him guilty is to find
him guilty is
to find an innocent person guilty. This might be erroneous, dangerous to the legal profession, and worrying to the families in Uganda plus elsewhere that have people with such challenges.
dangerous to the legal profession and
To the society at large, especially families who have people with mental challenges. My Lord, allow me go to a criminal doctrine of negligence. My Lord, at page 54, nobody was attending to the children out while playing. PW6 said on page 51, and page 60, that on that the whole school, or called Early Childhood Learning Center, has about 66 children and PW7. And on that day, there were 2 female human beings in the name of PW6 and 7 attending to these children.
there were others. There is somebody called Nora, to my recollection, and another one. So it is not true that there were only 2 people.
My
At
Lord,
least from the record.
according to my recollection, they said in total there were 4, but that day, at that time, there were 2.
No.
My Lord, I pray that I leave that to you.
Okay, fine.
Much obliged. My Lord, there was no security guard. And there was an exhibit we relied on in a police statement. Throughout the evidence, there was no visitor's book where they could write the identity of a visitor. My Lord, it's a big absurdity that on the first day of April 2026, prosecution tried to play here evidence on video how that person visited. That evidence was unclear as to who was in the video. I brought it to the attention of court that day. My Lord, on the record that on the second day, between 10 to noon, the very cameras that tried to show us that person who visited on first, they were off at the time of this offense was committed. No explanation was given to this court for those reasons.
Actually, the witness said that he established that there was a power shutdown.
My Lord, it should have been the controller of these cameras to come to court to clarify that. This person, the witness who testified about that, was not in control of these cameras. That loophole will live to haunt the whole nation. My Lord, it's alleged that it's a security guard and another person that subdued this person and detained him. With all the experiences of the police officers who came here and the land state attorneys who advised, they chose not to bring anybody. The question is, who handed over the alleged person to police? Was he picked on the street? Is he the one? My Lord, that will be answered by this honorable court. My Lord, PW7 was baptized to be a police witness. Odong, Annette. Her statement was not signed by any police officer. She denied the statement being self-recorded. My Lord, prosecution tried to give explanation for that. It was overruled. No police officer was brought to this court to verify whether she's a police witness, but probably it was in omission. The court shall leave to guess. There was no police guard, or security guard, I mean, my Lord. However, my Lord, what surprises this court that PW6 said there was. PW7 said there was in her examination in chief. Upon cross-examination, she said there was no, and her statement was tendered in. PW7 is the one who said that she called PW6 to go and attend to the children when they were being attacked. In fact, she said she shouted at PW6. PW6 was very silent on that statement. She struggled alone. My Lord, with all the negligence, contradictions, and inconsistencies mentioned above, impact the overall credibility of the witnesses and integrity of the evidence. And I invite this honorable court to rule that in the favor of the accused person.
I take it that you're contesting the participation of the accused person?
My Lord.
Because I'm failing to get your line of argument. You seem to say the accused person acted out of a mental condition, and now you seem to suggest that actually he's not the one. So you're almost leaving court in confusion to know your line of defense and argument.
My Lord, I trust your experience that during your remarks, you will come up with a very good judgment.
Proceed.
Much obliged, my Lord. My Lord, allow me from PW 13, go witness per witness. PW 13, my Lord. AIP, I think, Odong Emmanuel. The camera is the cameraman.
The CCTV analyst.
Yes, my Lord. This kind of evidence, it was very dark as to identify who was in this video. Motorcycle number plate was not seen. The cameras were off on that day. At the circle.
At the renewal circle.
Yes.
Okay.
At that particular time, they came on at noon. At noon, 22 hours. Still, the statement of anybody from the manager of this CCTV camera is lacking on record. PW 14, Detective Mutaka Jime. He told the court that all exhibits were submitted by Inspector Semanda, the IO. My Lord, Semanda was not brought to court. So who was the IO? These were real exhibits brought to court. Semanda didn't come to court to identify any. So it touches their credibility and integrity to meet the standard of being tendered in court.
But I thought we tendered them already.
Much obliged, it is true. But my Lord, this is my submission. My Lord, the same person said that there were no fingerprints lifted. At page 228, he said, I know the consequences of failure to lift the fingerprints, but I didn't do so. This offends the principle of proving a case beyond reasonable doubt. My Lord, PW 16, Detective James, PW 15. He said he supervised the inquiries. But he was not familiar with the whole police file. My Lord, he quoted to this court that the accused person knew the consequences of his acts, and he told him so. When he was asked whether, as police officer, he knows the consequences or the importance of such a statement, he said yes, that it is very important. When he was asked to point to us in the whole police file where this statement is, he confessed it is not there. My Lord, if at all he knew that this statement is very important and it's the backbone of this case, and all the witnesses plus police experts failed to write it on record, if court holds otherwise, it will lead to gross miscarriage of justice. I invite this court to disregard this statement as being misleading. My Lord, at page 245 of PW 16, Mpamizo Agre, plus another officer, my Lord, they confirmed to this court that as in this case was going on by 13th April 2026, inquiries were still going on. My Lord, this kind of evidence touches Article 28(1), the doctrine of fair hearing, and also preparing for defense.
Counsel, you never at any one time raised an issue of lack of preparation.
My
So
Lord,
when you raise it now at this time, I find it irregular and almost unprofessional.
my Lord, allow me use Article 28(1), fair hearing, which is a non-derogable right. My Lord, as inquiries continue when court is continuing, it offends that article.
So you'd never at any one time raised that when we were proceeding? When they brought that and disclosed it to you, you never brought it to the attention of the court? So I find it irregular that you're raising it now.
My Lord, let me allow me give you this explanation. My Lord, it's not the defense to prepare the prosecution. As defense, I can look at evidence and do not cross-examine on it because I know it is irregular. In my submissions, I put it there.
No, you don't do that because it is not right. If you thought the disclosures were given to you and you had no adequate time, you should have informed the court and I would have given you that time.
My Lord, I consider that wisdom, but as I was cross-examining, witnesses were conceding to that fact that, and they were reading to this honorable court that I made my report on the 17th day, April 2026.
That is very true, but at the time they came to testify, the disclosure was made to you, and you never at any one time informed the court that you had limited time to be familiar with the reports, which time I would have given to you. So when you raise it now, I am again saying it is irregular.
My Lord, I pray that you allow me quote this. At submission, any offending of the law can be brought to the attention of court.
But now,
but my Lord, thank you for the overruling me.
And of course, this is of course without any offense. Okay? Yeah, because you see, if that's the reason you are there, if you had any issues with either late disclosure of some of the evidence, you should have brought it to the attention of the court, but you did not.
Much obliged, my Lord. PW 17, my Lord. Assistant Superintendent of Police Haleriman Barnabas. My Lord, he said that the bodies were tampered with of the late by the time an examination was carried out.
You didn't see
the
the
scene
bodies.
of crime.
Mr. Tkumbuga,
Yes, my
this
Lord.
is a DNA analyst.
Yes, my Lord.
He did not see the bodies. He saw samples from the bodies, the swabs from the bodies, but not the bodies themselves.
Much obliged, my Lord. My Lord, let me read to you this verbatim,
Okay.
and then you advise.
Okay.
The suspect's shirt shown that there was only the DNA, yet we were told he was subdued and arrested. By the time, by people, by the people, how come that the DNA was not found on his shirt? That's the question, my Lord, this honorable court should answer.
No, I don't answer questions. I want you to read for me that and which witness said that.